if somebody wants to study finance and economics up to the master's level that you are at the moment, do you have, if the person is about to apply for the first time or has got many rejections already, even for scholarships and all that, has got many rejections and all that, do you have any advice for such a person?
Actually, never really planned on going to the UK. It wasn't really planned. How my UK journey started was I initially started from Makurdi International School in Benue State, and
a little bit of question. If you threw the form away, how were they able to contact your dad?
So my other friends, we really wanted to go into the military, so I was not very intrigued about going to the UK to study. So my head was mostly about going to the military then.
What program did your dad himself do, and who is he? So based on what you were saying, I think he's very educated.
Yeah, he's.
Hello viewers, it's amazing that we have another special guest in the house today, that he will be taking us through his journey as a finance student in the university. And without wasting my time, I'll get to him to introduce himself to my viewers. You're welcome to the channel. Thank you for honoring the invitation to come and talk to us about your journey through uni as a finance student. Can you start by telling me about your background?
Okay, thank you for inviting me to this channel. My name is Tedo Jude Magi, and I'm from Nigeria. So by tribe, I'm a Tiv person. I'm from Benue State, and I grew up in Nigeria. I spent most of my life in Benue State, and did my primary school also in Benue State as well. It was called Makurdi International School, and then from there I went to Plateau State, and then I did my secondary school there. It's called Ghanaian High School, Jos. So it was a boarding school, and it was a private institution, not too massive, but we have some like notable people from there, both the good ones and the bad ones as well. But yeah, spent 6 years there, and and from then I moved on to Kaduna, and then I spent 1 year there. I did a college program, so it was basically a preparatory course for life in the UK basically, and from there the grades I got there, I used it to get into the University of Sheffield to do accounting and financial management and economics at the University of Sheffield. So I did I spent another 3 years there doing the course. Then I went to Nigeria for like a short break, because I'd stayed like 3 years complete in Sheffield, and I needed a break. So I just spent 3 weeks. I went back to Nigeria for like 3 weeks for a short break, and then after that I went back to the University of Swansea, and I did finance and big data analytics. That was for a year. It was just a year-long program, and then from then went back to Nigeria, completed my national youth service, spent and then from there I did like I got a job, a lecturing job actually, to improve my experience a bit. Then applied to the University of Exeter to do a research course, a Master of Research course, in order to prepare myself for a PhD, and then now I'm here.
Wow, amazing. That's a very nice intro, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's start with your background, as in the basic school you attended, and then how you started this whole journey. Can you tell me a little bit into detail about your basic school life up to like the senior and the junior high school?
Okay, so like I said, I initially started from Makurdi International School in Benue State, and it was so from there, like I did my preparatory course, did the common entrance, got into Ghanaian High School in Plateau State. So it's not a very big school, so it was competitive getting into there. And yeah, I spent most of my junior high school just drifting. Basically didn't know what I was doing actually, and the one course I always struggled with was mathematics, strangely.
Mathematics.
Yeah, so finance.
So which program specifically did you read at the senior high level?
Okay, so at senior high, the first at Kenya High School, your first year in senior high, they expose you to all the different courses, so the sciences and everything.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Wow. That's how it's structured in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think that's
or
how
the
it's
school
structured.
specifically.
I don't actually know if it's the whole of Nigeria, but
Okay.
in the school that's how they did it for us there.
Oh, okay.
So in my junior high, I had this great ambition, going to be an astronaut, a scientist,
Yeah.
massive big dreams, like. But the first year in senior high, I remember when I got exposed to proper science courses, the physics, the chemistry. I remember I had to work very, very hard, and I ended up with a C. And it was like I was having sleepless nights wanting to come out with a C, and I was like, nah, this is not for me. From there, yeah, I made my decision I was considering between going to arts and going to business, and I didn't really have an interest in arts, so I ended up focusing for more business courses. And I remember back then I was very, very interested in accounting and accounting, commerce and geography, so I tilted towards business, but actually never really planned on going to the UK. It wasn't really a plan. How my UK journey started was initially there was this group called NCUK.
Okay.
They basically came to our university to advertise the program they were offering, and they were talking about the partnership they had with all these other universities from outside. So I initially took the form to apply for the program, and then I put my dad's name, I filled the form, but I never submitted the form.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never submitted it. Because I remember after they explained and I heard the price, I was like, nah, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, it's not too much, and there was no need.
Yeah.
Telling my dad about something like that, because I felt it was going to be selfish. So I didn't bother applying, and yeah, after that I threw the form away. I forgot about it entirely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You threw it away
Yeah, I threw
completely?
it away entirely. I forgot about it. Then one day I got a call from my dad. He said, there was this program, NCUK. And I was very, very confused, because I was like, I forgot about it. Like, it was like something that I threw away, and it was like, they called me. I was like, and then he was trying to jog my memory that he went to your university, then your secondary school now. They gave you guys those forms. I was like, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I have a little bit of question. If you threw the form away, how were they able to contact your dad?
So basically, they had like initial like a form that they passed around for us to fill our parents' information.
Okay.
Then after we filled our parents' information, they gave us the proper form for us to talk about the courses the subjects we are doing and stuff, and then submit that one before. But then the thing is, I threw the main form away, and it was just my parents' information. And
Yeah.
I think when they didn't get my application, they probably reached out to my dad.
Ooh, amazing.
Yeah, so my dad reached out to me when I was in school, and yeah, he jogged my memory, and I remembered about the course. So at this point, he told me that I should submit the form, and my dad is very strict, so I know that if I told him that I threw the form away, I would have gotten a lot of problems.
A serious problem.
A lot of problems. So yeah, I reached out to my friends. I was asking them if any of them had the form. So luckily for me, one of my friends kept the form in his box, and he had not filled it, and then he gave me the form. So I was telling my dad that it's too expensive, and I remember back then, me and a few other friends, I think two of my other friends, we really wanted to go into the military. So I was not very, very intrigued about going to the UK to study. So my head was mostly about going to the military then. So when I now reached out to my dad to tell him that, okay, but I want to go to the military, and he was not like, but it's already too late. You're going to have to stay 1 year or two after your course, because you didn't apply for it very early.
Yeah.
So when I was faced with the option of staying 1 year at home after my secondary school, I was like, nah, it's better I go and write the entrance to this course.
Okay.
So yeah, I went to the course, and I reached out to them, submitted the form, and yeah, they scheduled an exam where we wrote maths and English. Strangely enough, I scored higher in mathematics, which was very strange.
Wow.
Because I was actually quite good in English. I was like, mathematics is the one subject that I was like, I had a strong weakness in. It was the one that I now did very well in. And English, I did slightly, I didn't do so well. But yeah, I fortunately got into the program at Zamani College. It's in Kaduna.
Okay.
Yeah, so after Kenya High School, I went to Kaduna for 1 year, and then I did, it's called the Foundation Level course. I did it at Zamani College. It was offered by NCUK.
Okay, it was a foundation course to the program you were coming to read in the university at the UK.
Yeah, so yeah, actually, so yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they basically expose you to how life in the UK is and how studying in the UK is, basically things like that, how the curriculum works in the UK. And yeah, I did a year there, and initially at the point in time when I got into that program, they were only partnered with the UK, but I think right now they are partnered with Canada, US, and many other
Wow. That's
many other European countries.
Yeah. So did they tell you about any scholarships available as well, or was it solely going to be that you were going to be sponsoring yourself?
Yeah, I was going to sponsor myself, but because they were like so the thing is, you would get like a percentage of your tuition fee off, but it wasn't your full scholarship, because at that point the UK doesn't really offer 100% scholarship on undergrad courses. It's very, very rare to find those. So it was just a percentage, and depending on how well you're doing the program, they give you like a percentage off. And then during the course of the program as well, you could also get like monetary rewards depending on how well you. So like top 3 could get some monetary rewards, and I remember getting a monetary reward as well.
Wow, you did get that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you, so at the point where I was in that program, it was the first time I was exposed to so much money, and in my head I was like, this amount of money they're spending on me, man, I have to get something from it. So yeah, I worked really hard doing that course, and yeah, then after that I got the requirements, and I went to the University of Sheffield. So how I chose my course, accounting and financial management and economics, was I was actually torn between choosing either accounting or economics. So at the point when I was choosing, I was contemplating between going for accounting and finance and economics. So I think I had like a prospect of the university, and I was looking through the courses, and I was still contemplating, and then I stumbled upon accounting and finance and economics. I was like, the two of them combined
together.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
then I have to go for it. So yeah, that's how I ended up going for it, and yeah, and then I found myself in the University of Sheffield.
Yeah, so that was a 4 years degree program, right?
University of Sheffield was 3 years, but
it was a 3 years. But
yeah,
it was a degree program, right?
Yeah, but if you're counting the foundation level, then that was like 4 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are right. How was the course structured like?
At the University of Sheffield.
So just in case somebody is watching and the person wants to study the same program, then I mean he or she has an idea how the course is structured.
Yeah. Okay. So University of Sheffield. So basically at Sheffield, what they do is the first year doesn't count towards your final grades. So no matter what you do in the first year, basically your first year just helps you in case you want to do like an internship or something. If you do very well in your first year, you use the grades, you apply for internships, and then you go and do an internship. And then your second year and the third year, those are the ones that truly count towards your grade. But I think the third year counted twice as much as the second year. If I'm not sure I remember it very well. But yeah, that was it basically. And so we had some of my courses, because I was taking 2 courses. I was taking basically 2 courses in accounting and in economics. So some of my modules were sometimes in the business school, sometimes in the economics department. But the economics department was not really the main one. It was the accounting and finance that was the major thing. So the economics, I had like a few subjects, but I had mostly subjects in accounting and finance, and yeah. But then with my program, I think I was doing a BA, and then due to the nature of my program, I didn't have to do a dissertation by the end of my program. I just had like a final exam at the end of my program. So yeah, I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, my undergrad program was not the best of results. I didn't come out at the top of my class. It was just enough to allow me to survive. And at this point in time, I needed to go into to get like a postgrad program to improve my competition in the market. You understand, in the job market.
Yeah.
And actually, in another important thing I need to point is that because I was so vested in going into the military in my secondary school, that I didn't really think outside the box in terms of what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to go into the military.
Okay, so not to cut you, but then you had the idea that even after the degree, you still go into the military.
No, it was in my secondary school. I just knew that I wanted to go into the military.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
after my secondary school, when I went to the University of Sheffield, I was doing finance and accounting. Accounting and economics course, but I didn't really know whether I wanted to go into the industry or whether I wanted to go and do a PhD. I had no idea at all.
Oh, okay.
So the first person that brought that to my attention was my dad, and he basically he didn't really tell me that I should do it, but he just said it would be very interesting if you did a PhD.
Wow. At this point, let me ask you, what program did your dad himself do, and who is he? So based on what you were saying, I think he's very, very educated.
Yeah, he's my dad. My dad is educated up to a master's level, and
okay.
He did mechanical engineering.
Wow.
So yeah, he's good with his mathematics. Yeah, he's very, very good with his mathematics, and yeah, he's good with. And funny enough, my mom too was a maths teacher, so it's strange how I'm not very strong in mathematics. So yeah, two of them, they're actually good in their mathematics. And yeah, my dad did mechanical engineering and educated himself up to a master's level in engineering.
Wow, that's amazing. Now I understand the reason why he brought up the idea.
Yeah. So and he has an admiration for. He admires professors. Like he holds them with very high regards.
Wow.
So yeah, he kind of like, it's like if he had a way to go back in time, he would have followed the PhD route. He would have been a professor. So he sort of put the idea in my head, but he didn't force me to it or anything.
Okay.
He just mentioned it once and talked about it with his friend, and then I overheard them. But I didn't really think too much about it. It was just at the back of my head. But I was like, man, I don't want to be in school for so long. I hated the idea of just staying in school for long.
Yeah.
Then another person that brought it to my head was the person I was dating at the time, my girlfriend at that point in time.
Okay.
So she was
her name remains sacred, isn't it?
Yeah,
secret. Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, but she was I believe she was a genius because
wow.
She used to go.
You know or you believe?
She was.
She was. Okay.
Yeah, she was. She used to go for national competitions, and
wow.
Yeah, she used to get awards when she went. Either she's getting first or she's getting third, and she loved mathematics.
Wow.
So yeah.
So it's amazing how your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, they all loved mathematics and you hated mathematics.
Yeah, which is strange.
Isn't it surprising?
Because I remember then, when I got like an assignment from class, and I would be at home just like battling it out with the mathematics, and my girlfriend would just be looking at me from the corner, and she would just be watching me struggle. And then when I'm like, okay, I'm stuck, help me out, she'd be like. So basically, yeah, she's trying to make me not to feel bad.
Yeah.
So she'll do like she's struggling with it. Oh. But then she'll now solve everything. And then I'm like, okay, tell me the truth. Did you struggle? She's like, it was easy, but
wow.
Yeah, it used to piss me off. Yeah, but yeah, she
wow.
She helped me. I think she's one of the. I'm actually quite good in a way with algebra at the moment. And I think she's one of the reasons why I learned how to do algebra, because yeah, she taught me how to manipulate the equations to get results. So
I think she should be proud if she's watching this.
yeah, she should actually. And yeah, she basically helped me to. She was also the other person that brought up the idea of me doing a PhD, and she also made me like. So I think at that point in time, she made me think back at the benefits I could be getting. So. Industry is good. You make more money in industry, but then with industry you don't have so much time. Like you have to go to work, and you don't have time to improve yourself outside of work. But the thing with academia is that you have less pay, but the thing is you have more time and
more flexibility.
Yeah, more flexibility, and you get to educate yourself and continue improving yourself. You understand?
Yeah. And
to top it off, academia pays more the older you get. So the older you get, the pay gets really good as well. And you get to, let's say if you're really good in your field and you've published papers and you're known internationally, like sometimes governments can invite you over to be like a consultant in terms of like policies, or they could even give you like appointments. So like academia does pay in the long run, but in the short run it doesn't really pay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she basically like helped me see that point, that side of things, and So at the point after my undergrad, I was kind of worried because I was like, I wouldn't really be able to get into academia because my grades were not so good and I wouldn't be very, very competitive. So and then I was just looking online just to try and help myself feel better. And my goodness, people were calling my result drunkard's grades.
Really?
They were like, it's only a drunkard that gets this kind of grade. Yeah, I remember feeling very, very terrible. And yeah,
Like, did you share your result online with them, or
no, no,
did you?
I didn't share online. I just
Mm.
basically says I got a 2-2, and
Okay.
I remember like I just checked people's what you can do with a 2-2
Okay.
degree, and the comments in the forums the comments in the forums, man, they were like, it's a drunkard's degree, you can't do anything with it. You went to school and you just messed yourself up. Yeah, like you wasted time. And so after that I was really worried. But then I told my dad, and my dad was like, just apply. Just
Okay.
apply to different universities. My dad was, just apply to this, apply to that. So I applied to University of Glasgow, applied to Aberdeen, Aberdeen I applied to a course that allowed me that I was going to do CFA alongside the course.
Okay.
And then
What
I
is
was
CFA?
Chartered Financial Analyst. So
Okay.
it's a very, very good certificate to have for people that are going into finance.
Okay.
And then I applied to University of Swansea. So when I applied to University of Glasgow, I think they gave me like £10,000 off, which was I'm very, very fortunate.
Yeah.
Even my degree. So they gave me like £10,000 off, but the problem was the course was international relations, and I didn't want to do international relations.
Mm.
So I think international business relations. So I didn't want to do it, and so I turned that down. And then with University of Aberdeen, the tuition and accommodation was really high. At that point in time, we couldn't afford it.
Oh.
So it was really
But
expensive.
you were sponsoring yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
So with University of Aberdeen, I couldn't afford it, and although it was the option I really wanted to go for, but yeah, it was just too expensive. So the other option was now University of Swansea, and luckily with Swansea, they gave us £5,000 off as well.
Mm.
So the tuition fees got down to roughly around £12,000 thereabouts. So
As at that time, it
Yeah.
was still high, isn't it?
yeah, it was still high,
Yeah.
but then I think at that point Nigeria's exchange rate was fairly strong as well.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't so bad. So yeah, I went to University of Swansea with the fact that okay, now I need to redeem myself. I need to put my head down and work really, really hard. So yeah, at the University of Swansea, I didn't really have a life actually, because my life was basically move from the library, go back to my house, do this, do that. So I worked really hard, and I remember my first term results were so good. Like I scored
Wow.
really, really high in my first term results.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
probably learned from the comments of the YouTube
Yeah,
video
man,
that
that,
you
that,
got,
that, yeah, that got to me, man.
Yeah.
That got to me.
You didn't want to get drunkard result again for
no,
them.
no, I didn't want to get a drunkard result. So yeah, I worked really hard at University of Swansea, and then with that, I was trying to get like a part-time job, because my first semester I was like really scared of doing part-time jobs, because I was like, man, what if I can't balance it? You understand?
Yeah.
So I focused more on. So after I realized that okay, now I have this thing inside me, I can work. Then I wanted to start doing part-time jobs. But then unfortunately for me, that was the period where COVID now hit us.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, I couldn't get any job, man. That was a very dark period in my life. It was terrible. I was at uni most of the time. I was going broke, and no part-time jobs, and yeah, it was and then we're in our rooms by ourselves, and yeah, I was staying in an accommodation where I was by myself, so yeah, it was a pain.
Oh, that's sad. Most of the people I've had a chat with had like COVID-19 had an effect on their journey.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
And we all know it was an unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
The
it
whole
was.
COVID-19 thing was an unfortunate thing.
So like with staying by yourself and we're not seeing other human beings. You have to stay in your room, and I got into playing online games, and yeah, basically on games, and then I was watching Twitch streams, and basically stuff that will allow me like talk to human beings online. And yeah, so I was 247, I'll be playing games. So that actually affected my grades. Although it was not like it tanked my grades so much, but it dropped it. So I would have gone higher if there was no COVID.
Oh,
But
okay.
because there was COVID, my grades actually dropped slightly, but it wasn't very bad.
Okay.
And then that was also the period I was working with my dissertation. And then with the COVID, because I was like self-sponsored, it was difficult getting money through as well, so I couldn't really get help from my parents as well. And so that also affected my tuition fees payment, and at some point I was like, I was getting to the point where I had to drop out of the course. So, but yeah, luckily for me, everything worked out in the end. Worked on my dissertation. My supervisor came out and told me that it's one of the best she had ever seen. She was,
Wow.
Yeah, she was really really proud. So at that point, after my masters, I was brimming with confidence. I think I had so much confidence. I felt like I could take over the world. So I would reach out to. So at that point, yeah, I was trying to go into a PhD. So I was like really really confident. I reached out to this professor. I had this great idea, and he was really thrilled about the idea. And he reached out to me, but then he asked me for. He was asking for too much explanations, and then I got tired of explaining.
Oh.
So I didn't consider explaining that as well again. And then after a while at home, I started working on some. I went back to Nigeria. So the thing is, I started realizing that I was burnt out with how much I worked at University of Swansea, because I basically had no life, no friends. Like there were a few people I was talking to, but not like I was really going out or going for a lot of activities. And
because of the COVID-19 as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So when I go back to Nigeria, I was like, man, I need to take a little bit of break.
Okay, so at the University of Swansea, when you finished the program, you went back to Nigeria to take a little bit of break.
So I went to after my course, I initially went to my friend's place, and then I stayed at my friend's place for a while. Then I went back to Nigeria, and then when I went back to Nigeria, I did my national youth service. Okay. So it's during my national youth service I decided I was going to take a break from going back to the UK, and I did my youth service. I worked at some government company for a while, and after a while in Nigeria, with the hassle in Nigeria, I started realizing I needed to go back for my program. I needed to go back because Nigeria, the hassle in Nigeria was just so I was like, and I was the way I was looking at it. If I continue staying in Nigeria like that, I'll probably work in the government, maybe die in the system as well, nothing meaningful. So I was like, I needed to do something meaningful, at least publish some books, do something before I get to that point where I'm like tired. So after that I spoke about the idea with my dad, and at least I had a master's in my hand, and I had the publication, so I was able to do like a lecturing job, but it's not like something more like an assistant lecturer than a lecturer.
Okay.
I did that as well, and
in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Okay.
Got some.
In which school?
It was a polytechnic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got some experience in my CV. Then I started applying to university. So I reached out to a professor at that point. He was a doctor at University of Sheffield.
Okay.
And I reached out to him about like my desire to do a PhD. So he gave me a lot of advice. In fact, he even helped me draft a research proposal. I drafted it and he made so much corrections.
Wow.
And then he was like, now you're at least at the beginning stage where you can hand this over to a professor. And if they really want you, they could make changes to this. So I reached out to some professors from I think it was, I forgot the name of the university. I think it was Monash University. I'm not very sure. Okay. But I reached out to a professor in Australia as well. Sent him my proposal I wrote. He was like, I have something that there's definitely something there. Then he was like, I need to make a few tweaks in terms of my predictors, and then I should come back to him. But then I got lazy about doing it. Because then the major problem I had then was I didn't have a laptop. So my proposal, I was writing it on an iPad, and it was very, very stressful for me to be doing the research and writing it on an iPad. So I was very lazy about doing the tweaks. Then I also saw another program in London that was offering a scholarship. And then I reached out to the supervisor there, and he actually was willing to have an interview with me. But then I was like really scared of doing the interview. So after he fixed the date,
why were you scared?
Because I was not ready. I was panicking. Okay. I was feeling like I was not ready to talk about it. So after he fixed the date for it, I didn't attend it.
Oh God!
I didn't bother responding to him again. And then after a while, I got like comfortable again at home.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't really looking for any programs. And then my dad again was now pouring me heat at home. I was like, "Is that how I want to do? Like this kind of thing." he was pouring it, and so he was like, is this how I want to stay? All those kind of things that I need to, you understand, I need to push, I need to try to strive to be better.
Yeah, because you had a master's at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was easy.
Yeah. So after he poured so much heat for me at home, I was like, okay, now I have to start looking for these programs again. And then I applied to a few other universities. You get a lot of rejections when you're looking for a scholarship.
Yeah, yeah.
You get a lot of rejections, and if you're applying for like private to fund yourself for a PhD, I think it's much easier. It's easier getting that. But then the problem was at that point in time, even though I had a master's, the thing is with the PhD, you're developing an entirely new area.
Yeah.
So the problem with doing that is if you're funding yourself, what if you don't do it? What if you're not successful?
Yeah.
So you can't be spending like up to like £50,000 and then you go in and you can't really develop anything. Your supervisors are not happy with your progress, or let's say you do it but then you cannot complete it within the time frame, and then you have to spend even more money. And for a PhD to be really really good, you have to also do a lot of conference presentations and traveling and stuff. But if you don't have the funding for that, you'll be funding from your pocket.
It will be very difficult.
It will be really expensive. So when I thought about the financial commitment, even though I finally got like an offer from a university to do a PhD, even though I finally got the offer, when I thought about the financial commitment involved, I was like, nah, I can't take this. So I lied to my dad that the program.
He's watching this now. He would.
I lied to him. I told him that the program rejected me. They don't want. But in reality, I was the one that told them that it was impossible, that there was a problem. I lied to them that there was something going on in my gut.
And how did they take it? So you lied to your dad that
and I lied
the program rejected you, and then you lied to them
that there was something going on as well. So what they did was, they were like, if I want, they could extend the date for me to come. I was like, no. This thing I don't think is going to resolve anytime soon. I said I'm going to reapply again. So I cancelled that program, and I didn't look back again, and I now applied to another university again. So this time around, the problem with this university was the good thing about this university was they finally got it to me. They were like, I have something here, but then the thing was like, I might need to do more research. I might need more training for me to be able to do a PhD in 3 years. And he now suggested that I should look for a good MRS finance course. His name was Professor Simon Price, University of Essex. He was the one that first made that suggestion to me. He said, look for a good MRS course, then apply for a PhD. And then I took his advice, and then I started looking for MRS courses, and then I found an MRS course at the University of Exeter. Applied to that course, and with prayers and blood, cried seriously. Not like cry, but prayed that I really get this course, because at that point I was getting desperate, and my dad was pouring me fire at home.
So he was giving you much
he was giving me heat. It was like, you should try and go for a PhD, and I was getting very comfortable as well. So I luckily got the MRS finance course from the University of Exeter, and came here. A difficult course. The first year was very difficult, man. We did a lot. There was a lot going on at the program. So done the program. Done my dissertation, and currently awaiting my results. So
amazing. But they give you the founding, right?
So the thing is, at the point where I was, after I finished my masters, I was panicking about going into a PhD. I was really scared about it. I was worried. Because I was like, do I have the tools? Will I be able to keep up with the course? Can I really do that level of although I already had some degree of programming in my master's, but I was like, can I really develop an entirely new field? Will I be able to work on this huge amount of data and stuff? I was really worried. But then after you do an MRS, you get some sort of confidence. Because it exposes you, it puts you in a place where you have to like teach in front of your mates. You do this course, you do this thing, and then you come in class and you stand and you present it to your mates, and they criticize it, and you guys talk. And they also teach in front of undergrads, get criticism, go to like conferences, get criticism from some really good people. And that really helps build your confidence, and you spend so much time working on so much case studies and doing so much programming, working with so much languages, that eventually you get confidence in, at least you know that if you're doing a PhD, you know how to like what you're shooting for and what you're looking for basically. So at least at this point in time, I'm kind of like more confident applying for like a PhD. So but I'm actually looking for a funding now instead of actually going for like self-sponsored, because for your PhD to really count, you really need that funding. Because funding really helps reduce the financial burden. So it's very, very
So
important.
what are some of the things that you are doing to get the funding for the PhD?
Okay, so
Can you share with us?
to get funding for a PhD, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to improve my marketability for.
Okay.
And then with PhDs, the one thing they know is they want to do is, no matter how smart you are, a PhD is so demanding that wisdom is not really the key factor.
Okay.
Your intelligence is not really the key factor. What's important is your ability to persevere.
Mm.
So what you do is you're trying to, as a potential PhD candidate, is that you're trying to send a signal to them to show them that you're able to persevere, you're able to work by yourself, and you're able to achieve results by yourself. So to do that, for like in my case, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, like my dissertation that I worked on, I'm trying to improve it to the point where I can publish it. So
Okay.
I'm working on that a little at a time, and also take some graduate exams like GMAT, try to score really high.
Okay.
And then hopefully with the grades from your masters and the GMAT and a publication in like a decent journal, then it's like enough signal for them to look at your case and possibly give you funding. So yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm working on.
That is so interesting. So then I also want to ask you this question. If somebody wants to study finance and economics up to the master's level that you are at the moment, do you have, if the person is about to apply for the first time or has got many rejections already, even for scholarships and all that, has got many rejections and all that, do you have any advice for such a person?
I think with finance, most of the times, you don't really have to have a knowledge in finance for you to apply for finance. Okay. You just have to have mathematics.
Oh, mathematics.
Yeah. So let's say if you fail mathematics in your undergrad, what you can do is take a supplementary course that you did well in mathematics and use it and apply.
Oh, okay.
So a supplementary course that is accepted globally, very, very important. And then you use it and you apply. And then hopefully with your grades from your normal course, it signals discipline. And then with the numerical skills, it shows that you're able to tackle finance. And then if you could also do like take like certificate course in like to show that you have some basic understanding of finance before you apply, and then it will really go a long way. But I wouldn't say you should do like an undergrad. If you really want to do finance, you should just go for the postgrad. Okay. So if you go for the postgrad, I've seen like cases. If you look at the University of Exeter, most of the outstanding professors there, they actually come from mechanical engineering or engineering courses.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have finance backgrounds. They just do a master's in finance, and then they go on to do like research in finance, and that's it. So you could have like a background not in finance, but you need to show some level of ability in numeracy. You need to show your numeracy skills, and if you manage to show that convincingly, then you could get like a master's in finance and have that. So I would advise you go for the master's rather than do the underground, because chances are if you do the master's, you'll be able to get like the basics from the underground as well.
Yeah. That's amazing. If you were supposed to go back in time, would you have chosen to do the same program again?
That's a very interesting question. I mean, I would, but then there will be, maybe I would take different steps. I would
like do, different routes, isn't it?
Yeah. So because like University of Sheffield is a really good university, so I know that if I did exactly the same course, but then I graduated with a distinction from that course at the University of Sheffield, my life would have been very smooth. Yeah. So that was something I would have changed. I would have gone back.
You would have stopped the playing the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have gone back in time and cancelled the games and focused on that's most likely what I would have changed. Or if I'm going to go back as far as my secondary school, then I wouldn't take the UK part. I'll go to the military.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
to the military. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's clear. And then so that means that if you hadn't had a chance to study the finance, you would have gone to the military. In Nigeria.
Yeah, I would have.
Wow, you have the structure as well. So.
No, actually, in my
sorry, you have the stature as well. Yeah.
In my secondary school, I was actually quite energetic. I used to do a lot of physical exercise, and Yeah, I think my class I was one of the more energetic ones.
Wow.
I would have definitely been able to if I put my head to it then.
Yeah.
So,
This is a special question from a guest I interviewed yesterday.
okay.
And she's a medical student, a level 200 medical student.
Okay.
And she has a strong passion for finance. She wants to study it along the medicine. So she wanted to ask,
how do you get a finance internship when you're doing a completely unrelated degree?
She wants to know the way.
I mean, she actually has like should I say, a variety of options open to her. So if she definitely she could apply to another course, and there's a chance that they could give her a full-time course. But the problem is we should be able to do like the commitment, because she needs to be physically present, mark attendance, and all of that. So she might not really be able to do that. But if she applies for like a part-time course, then part-time courses allow you to do your the programs, attend online, and then come to class when you can come to class. So she could get like a part-time course as well. But ideally she could go for like I think like there are some open universities that allow that the courses are entirely online. So she could do that and do it. She could be doing that. She could be doing her major course that she's doing at the moment while doing like an online course, and then she will get the degree, and it will be equally be as valuable as one that attended class physically. So it just depends on what she wants to do.
Okay.
So she has the option of doing an open university or going for a casual course. But going for a full-time course is not really ideal, because she will not be able to give that much commitment to two courses.
But do you think she can do it at the same university that she's studying the medicine if they offer that program?
Yeah, actually, I think, I'm not very sure. Open universities, there are separate universities, but I think it depends. Some universities, like maybe University of Exeter, I'm not very sure, but I think they have some options for like part-time courses.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends. Maybe she'll have to check, but I know that the PhD is a part-time PhD, but I'm not very sure about the undergrad.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
Okay, that's perfect. So I believe if she's watching us at the moment, she probably understood what you said.
Yeah.
Now, at the moment, as we are finishing the interview, do you have any question for the next guest? Any random question for the next guest?
Man, I don't really have a question for them. I have no idea who they are.
It could be any random question.
I'm trying to think for
a
bit.
Think,
Yeah, I can't really think of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my interest is at the moment I'm just mostly focused on trying to secure a PhD, and I don't know, maybe if they've ever worked in like a GMAT, if they've ever written like GMAT exams, are there any like pointers they could give me? If they could give me pointers in terms of like doing better in GMAT exams, then I would appreciate that, because my focus now is on doing very well in my GMAT exams.
Okay, so you want to know more about GMAT exams?
Yeah, if they have pointers, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask the next guest and see if he has an idea. He or she has an idea.
Also, if they also have like if they also know professors in universities that are focused in finance, they could link me with them.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask my next guest if they know something about GMAT exams, and also if they know professors in finance at the universities, then they could link you to them so that you have a chat with them, isn't it? Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm gonna ask my next guest. So I have a list of guests, and if you are watching and then you know you are the next guest, I mean, you should be prepared for good questions. I mean, thank you so much for honoring the invitation to come and speak to us about your journey through the finance, through university as a finance student.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. I had a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.